Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. Joe Madison in the studio with us. Pleasure and honor to have you, my friend.
4?
Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution of the United States.
Okay.
It says the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction. So, like, if you and I sued each other, it's got to, it'd go back and forth, court to court to court, but somebody's got to be the final court.
Right.
Say, okay. Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction both as to law and fact, with such exceptions and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. Now, in Federalist 81, Hamilton made it very clear. They were putting the Supreme Court under, in the leash of Congress. He said the Supreme Court will be the least likely to cause mischief. They have no police force. They have no power to tax. They have no power to spend. They basically, it's just the final court of appeals.
Wait a minute. How long ago, Tom, were we being, was the court being criticized for being an activist court?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Whenever they wanted to do something for the people.
They're an activist court.
The Warren Court.
My goodness. What happened today?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did. Hey, forget it. You guys, this doesn't count. You've got to go back. And matter of fact, you've got to redo everything. See, now let's keep in mind, they didn't say Section 5 was unconstitutional. Right. Robert's argument was very interesting. Robert's argument was times have changed. Right. We're not the same nation we were in 1965. Now, I always make the point. You're right. It's no longer Jim Crow, but it's James Crow Esquire. There you go. I mean, there's still a culture. Even though, and remember, even when we had the '65 Voting Rights Act, it wasn't a walk in the park. Yeah. I mean, states argued it, they fought it, and they still are fighting it. So, but we won, and I think that I'm not panicking at this point in time. I think that. Even though this is the only thing that worries me, and I think I heard you mentioning it about this Congress. This is not the 2006 Congress. No, this is an entire. I heard someone the other day. Heard someone this morning say they're not certain that this Congress is mature enough to do what has to be done.
Also, there's a certain amount of Nixon going to China in this. Nixon could go to China and not be accused of being a communist. If it had been a Democrat, it would have been a game change. It would have been the end of that Democrat's career. George Bush could get the Voting Rights Act signed. Barack Obama is going to be criticized by the racist right.
But here's the other thing, and I'm not certain who mentioned this earlier today when we were on, and that is that President Obama has got to own this.
Yep.
I'm
curious where the outrage is, because these guys are saying, Holder and Obama both today said, I'm disappointed. I think they should be saying, I got smoke coming out of my ears, damn it. I'm going to pull a Harry Truman here.
Harry Truman and a Johnson. Because these senators want something. Yeah. They all do. They all want something. I'm going to tell you something. I would hold them up because Barack Obama has to understand he would not be president of the United States if it wasn't for Section 4, Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. He's got to own this. And some people say, well, one of the things he needs to do is put together a commission of bipartisan governors and try to work it out. Okay, maybe that'll work. You're shaking your head.
I'm thinking it's too slow. We're going into an election in which the Republicans, there's a very real possibility in 2014 that the Republicans will lose the House of Representatives. And if they do, then the Voting Rights Act would be passed tomorrow morning.
This is where this is where all the progressives, middle of the road, white, black, this really should be a nonpartisan issue. This really should be.
And, it was in 2006.
And the Tea Party this is where we overcome them. This is where we have our own Tea Party. This is where we dress up like Indians and start throwing the tea overboard. Yeah. This is what we're going to have to do because this strikes at the very heart of our democracy. And President Obama has got to own this. He's got to own it.
And if he doesn't?
Then he's a major disappointment.
Well, he's also setting up the loss of the 2014 election.
Yeah, he's the Democrats. He's not only doing that, but he may be introducing the end of the second Reconstruction.
Yeah.
Now, if people know their history, they know what happened at the end of the first Reconstruction. And it took us 100 years. 100 years. Almost 100 years.
You're talking about Plessy v. Ferguson?
I'm talking about Plessy v. Ferguson. I'm talking about, you have to remember, at the turn of the 20th century, the last African American to serve in the United States Congress. You had the introduction of grandfather clause. You had you had the very rules that brought about the 65 Voting Rights Act.
Yeah.
You know, look, we're looking at the first African American senator. I was over at the Senate the other day. Do you know there's only been 8 African American United States senators?
It's amazing.
8. And, 4 of them were appointed.
And that's a building that was built by African Americans.
The whole Capitol, absolutely.
Yeah.
Out of all the U.S. senators, only 8 have served in that body, and 4 of them were appointed.
We need to be doing something about this, and
right now, yes,
yeah, and to our white viewers.
This is not a.
Let's get active. I mean, this is time for coalition building.
That's exactly what I said at the beginning.
This is not even. It's not partisan politics. It's not even ultimately racial politics. It's what's right for America politics.
No ifs, ands, buts about it. I mean, you just said it the best that it could. That's why I said it has to be coalition politics now, and this is where we all have to come together. And I agree with you. You've said it right. It has to be immediately. That's why I'm saying I think the best target date would be in August, on the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. This gives us now a theme this summer.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
That's Joe Madison. JoeMadison.com is website. Twitter at Black Eagle Power.